There is one way you can tell someone has a powerful personal brand, and that is that they don't have to worry about finding opportunities for themselves. They just attract those opportunities by continuing to do the great work that they do. I want to tell you from experience that I didn't know I was building a personal brand when I started my business 15 years ago, but I just put my face out there and let people know how I could help. In doing so, I never had to go back to my job. I left my job, I never went back. It was never the plan ever again. The ability to have that power to elevate how much my time is worth comes from having a powerful personal brand. Literally, you cannot pay me at a job that is going to be equal to more than how much my time to work is worth right now. How I get paid can change. How I leverage my personal brand can evolve. But going back to a job to make an hourly rate or an annual salary is not going to work for the level at which I have built my brand, as long as I stay malleable with what the market is doing. If you want that same type of leverage, then you need to have a few foundational things to make that happen. This is gonna help you build a personal brand. This is gonna help you build a regular brand. This is gonna help you build a business that will thrive, no matter what is going on in the market. When you create value and you are consistently putting it out there, you don't have to trade time for money. So let's make that happen for you. This is called the FDM Leverage Blueprint, okay? Here's what we've got. We've got you. And what we need to do is build a barrier around you. This barrier is what makes it possible for you to increase your leverage, to increase your value per hour so that you are paid based on outcomes and not on time. This is literally the way that a business gets built, and most certainly the way to not report to a regular job. So we split this into 3 sections here. The F is for your foundation. To have a foundation for your personal brand, you need some really important things. It's the why of what's going to happen as you continue down this road. That includes your core values, your mission, and your vision. So let's go in reverse. Your vision is a great way to start. You might have the 25-year vision for what it's going to look like to be you down the line. Most importantly, if you were to have completed your work, your company vision, your brand vision, your you vision for what you do and the value you present, if you were to complete your work, how will you have made the world a better place? That's the vision. And to that, okay, well, for us here at the organization, our vision statement is a thriving and inspired life for all. That is very grand, it's very big, but it goes to everything that we do. If we're not teaching you something or making you feel a certain way that contributes to you and everyone that touches you to have a thriving and inspired life, you're just not going to do those things. In my company, in my content, in my work, who I am, we're not gonna do those things. So that's our vision. The mission is then the how. What is the how of what you're going to do? How are you serving others? That is literally your mission. In what way you are in service. It may not actually be the how you get things done, but how are you contributing to that vision? Thriving and inspired life for all, that's pretty wide, but the mission is that we actually empower early stage entrepreneurial women. Lots of men are going to be affected by my work. Lots of people who wouldn't identify as either one are going to be affected by my work. But for me to stay focused on how we do what we do, I know our mission is that we're helping early stage entrepreneurial women. That is what the mission is. And then the core values that go into that. What are the values, the things that are important to you, the things that are important to how you put out your best work that will help you complete that mission and contribute to the vision? When you have this foundation, you can constantly go back and say, is this a fit for us? Is this a fit for our audience? Is this a fit for our customers? Is this a fit for what we're doing? Having a foundation is really important, even though it seems very frou-frou, like I just don't want to have my job anymore, or I just want to have a successful company. Okay, great. You need to have a great why. Because if you want to wake up every day and be excited about what you do, no matter if it's a job or it's your business that turns into a job, you need this foundation. It keeps you going. The next thing is your differentiators. This tends to be where people go first. They look to why they individually themselves are extraordinary or different, and they lean on that the hardest. Usually the reverse. They lean away from it the hardest. They think, I'm not different. I'm doing the same thing everyone else is. Why me? It just doesn't make any sense. It's already been done. The reason why your differentiators might seem similar to someone else's, but still make a big difference is because your foundation will be different and your M to come is going to be different. So your differentiators do matter, and you do need to know what they are, even if they feel as though there's lots of people with very similar traits. So what are these differentiators? Your unique skills, your experiences, and your personal stories. The combination of your skills, experiences, and stories are going to make up what differentiates you, because not only are you going to be able to say, I know how to do something, but you'll also be able to say, let me tell you what I've learned by knowing how to do something. Anybody can Google how to edit a video, but there are only a few video editors out there that know what it's like to work with a client, to get the job done, to have to troubleshoot when there's problems, to know what to do in the case of X because that problem has happened with them before. Your experience, your differentiators in that experience, your stories, the things you could talk about for days because of what you went through, that contributes to those differentiators. And so not just having this foundation to make you feel like you have a great reason why, but your differentiators so that you will make the how a possibility. So you see where we're going here. This is your why. This is your how. So this must be the what and the who. That's right. We get a double whammy with the M. And that is your muse. The reason this is what and who is because we have to focus on who we do this for. You may have noticed that might pop up a little bit in your foundation, but we have to drive it home here, so that both your foundation and your muse keep you going when your differentiators aren't feeling like enough. Your muse is that perfect client or audience member or customer or whatever your thing is. Your perfect potential hiring situation. When you know who this is, it is so much easier to get out of your head, because then you can focus on what matters to that person, what matters to that party, what matters to that group, and deliver. But your muse is more than just who they are. It's what message they need. So who are they and what message do they need? What keeps them up at night? What makes things hard for them? Why are they not able to get from A to B? What is the roadblock keeping them from that? This is literally the way to put this barrier around you. Know why you're doing it, who you do it for, and how you're going to help, because that is what people want to know about you, whether you're applying for a job or starting a business. Most people don't know this. They focus solely on themselves, which is a vulnerable place to be if this isn't here. But when you have this amazing layer of protection here and you wear it like a badge of honor, then we get to worry about the other fun stuff. This is the FDM leverage right here. But then, so we have all of this, then we can think about when and where, and the most important item of all, which is none of those questions. It's simply the outcome, which is what all of our work here is about. How do we get to a point where it's not about you trading time for money, it's about you delivering on an outcome? When we have a cadence for how and when we communicate with our muse, and we know the platform or the medium for where we're going to do that. All of this builds that leverage, but it starts with foundation, differentiators, and muse, because you have to take the camera off yourself. I'm sitting here talking to you on camera. It's not about me, okay? Maybe for a minute I check my hair and I just make sure that that's not gonna distract you. But this is the thing. I'm here to educate you on what's valuable for you, because you need to take this information and do something with it. Without this layer of protection, I have nothing to offer. Nothing. While I am fully and totally enough, I do not need to do any of this. The fulfillment that I get is from having this in my work. So sit down and figure out, what are you doing this for? Why? Who are you doing it for? What do they need to know? And what can you contribute that has been different for you in your life? Or what differentiators do you want that you can start to fill in the blanks here to shape and mold your value offering? You can learn more about this in my inner circle. Just DM me on Instagram, the word coach, to get more details. But for everyone else, figure out what your leverage is so that you can decide how you build your life, spend the time you want, and build a livelihood that makes you excited to get out of bed every day.